Bruce, the shark that lurked through the nightmares of every kid in the 1970s. The animatronics behind this iconic monster made the set of Jaws, as Steven Spielberg describes, a disaster. Although now we can look back at Jaws and recognize it for the classic of American cinema that it is, at the time of its production, it looked less like the very first Hollywood blockbuster and more like the end of Spielberg's career. At one point, he confided in his fellow crew members that he seriously thought that Universal Pictures was going to fire him any day. How did all of this happen? The team who brought life to the animatronic shark was led by Bob Matty, who had previously designed the giant squid in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, a spectacular special effects film that actually jeopardized Walt Disney's career. I am sensing a pattern here. Spielberg famously nicknamed the shark Bruce, after his lawyer Bruce Rayner. The shark that we see on screen is actually an amalgamation of 3 different animatronic characters and footage of real great whites swimming around a diving cage off the coast of Australia. The man in the cage was a 4'11" actor, making the 15-foot great whites appear more to scale with the 25-foot animatronics. The man-made sharks were constructed with steel skeletons covered by polyurethane rubber skin. The movement was provided by air-powered pneumatic mechanisms that worked absolutely perfectly without a single issue on land. The moment they were submerged under the shores of Martha's Vineyard, that's when the problems started. The salt water of the ocean flooded the tubes and dissipated the electrical components, making them at best difficult to work with and at worst completely unresponsive for the majority of the shoot. These were animatronics that cost $500,000 to produce, and most of the time they just didn't work. And then, because things couldn't possibly get any worse, one of them sank. On a beautiful late summer day, one of the animatronic sharks capsized during filming and sat on the ocean floor until the crew could get it back up onto land. But by then, the damage was already done and shooting was delayed even further. Spielberg, tasked with fixing this mess, was losing his mind, and that is when ingenuity kicked in. Recall, if you will, the iconic opening scene of Jaws, in which a swimmer is attacked, but we never actually see the attacker. Though it's one of the most tense, thrilling moments of the movie, we don't even catch a glimpse of the shark. Spielberg credits Peter Benchley, the author of the original novel, for this, as he described the initial attack, but never the shark. Instead, we are left with this primal fear as our imaginations fill in the gaps. The most convincing and terrifying shark of Jaws isn't one of the animatronics or even the actual great whites they shot footage of. It's the shark that we don't see. It's the one that's created by John Carter's sound mixing, Verna Field's editing, John Williams' score, and your imagination. Spielberg embraced the limitation of having effectively broken robotic sharks by using them much less than they had originally planned, recreating that same suspense of the opening scene throughout the film. We get exhilarating little glimpses of Bruce, but never the entire creature, not until the final showdown. That restraint, coupled with all those finely executed cinematic elements, made Jaws a true landmark in American filmmaking. Many films have tried to be Jaws, and many more will do the same in the future, but none of them will possess the same importance or carry the same weight. I'd like to thank you very much for watching this video. Is there a specific film you'd like to see me cover? What's your favorite part of Jaws? Let me know in the comments, and again, thank you very much. Be sure to come back next week for a new video. Stay tuned.